I was just hanging out with my friend who I love so much. She's so pretty and cool, and she knows so many things about so many things. Like, she's so knowledgeable about so many things, like about nature and about like animals and just like plants and also a bunch of other stuff. Just like she's really smart. I love hanging out with her. She's the kind of person that always has something original to say. She always has something original to say. And you know what else I love about her is we relate on a lot of things. Like, she notices so many things. Like, what I love about hanging out with her is that she will understand all the feelings that I share with her and she'll add to them. Like, when we're talking about something that bothers us, she's able to relate and add to that. And it's really refreshing. We were talking about the snow because it recently snowed a lot. And it was so, like, gosh, the snow is gorgeous. I I actually really love the snow. The way it's so, like, it's so soft and like dazzling, and the sky looks so beautiful against it, even when it's pale and gray. Just kind of makes the whole world just so beautiful. And when the snow like lays atop the trees, and the trees are so giant and still, and they're covered in snow, and everything is covered in snow, it's like, honestly, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed in my life. And she's very appreciative of the earth's beauty, and not everyone really is. And we were talking about the snow and how it sucks. The only thing that sucks about the snow is like when you're driving and like on the streets, you just see the gray slop, and it just kind of reminds us that like capitalism just forces everybody to move forward no matter what. And like on a day where there's a foot of snow, you still have to go into work the same day, and it makes everybody hate the snow. And she said something about that, and so it, like, she often says things so eloquently. And she said, like, whatever, she said she was talking about how it makes everybody hate the beauty of the earth. And and yeah, so that's something that just kind of is sad to think about, because snow is just such a wondrous thing. Like whoever, like, God who created the earth is truly magnificent. And sometimes when I see the sky and the snow, oh my gosh, it's just like astounding. The snow is astounding. And it's a work of creative genius. And yeah, it's sad that it's overlooked because of capitalism, basically. And because it's like inconvenient, because we still have to drive places and life goes on. Even though I wish we could stop and take a moment to like admire the wondrous beauty. And you know what, we can, like, capitalism convinces us that we need to be somewhere right then and there. And it makes us rush. And like, yes, sometimes we're running late and we really need to get to work, and like we don't want to get fired or whatever, but like, find the moments that you are able to stop for a moment. Like, even just a moment, like a minute, 1 minute. 1 minute isn't gonna make much of a difference, but it will make a difference within yourself. If you are truly taking a moment to be present with the beauty of the earth and to like let yourself feel that wonder and awe towards the snow on a tree, it's personally, those are certain, like, those are sometimes like moments that I kind of hold on to as like a reason to be alive, because of how amazing it is. Like those are amazing moments, and we're lucky to lay our eyes upon those things. And so if you do, like, just search for those moments, even though it feels like sometimes it feels like everything's on fire, and like everything, like we need to be somewhere, and like, and it's like when we're in a rush things feel frustrating. Like, more often just let yourself breathe a minute and just realize that it's going to be fine, and realize that you're allowed to be present within your own life, and you have agency over your own life, and you can choose to stop for a moment and be happy. When it snowed, it was like, when it finished snowing, I think it was like 2 a.m. or something. Or maybe it was like 1 or 2 a.m. and I was up, of course I was. And I went outside, and the blanket of snow was completely fresh, and I was the only one out there, and like there was no difference between the grass and the street. Like, it was just everything. Everything was covered in snow, and so it was just so, like, the world was just seemed so open, and the sky, it was late in the night, but the snow made the sky still seem so light, so it was almost like strange, and it felt like it was day, like it re-energized me, and it was like it was light outside, and I was the only person in the world, and I was like running in the streets, and it was just a really beautiful moment. And I stopped and I saw this tree, and I was completely enamored by its beauty. And yeah, I had a lot of fun hanging out with my friend today. We went to Hobby Lobby, and she got me a couple paintbrushes. These are the paintbrushes that she got me. Wow, what's the word? The exposure. This one is really tiny. This one is gonna save my life, because I'm always like going like that to try to make my paintbrushes as skinny as possible. And this is like the size paintbrush that I like use the most, I think. And this one's really nice. I like them because they're soft, and the softer brushes actually, like, it really does make a difference. Like, the way that it applies the paint onto the canvas, rather than like a scratchy one like this, like, it takes the paint with it when you try to apply it to a canvas, and it just like leaves marks in it. But the softer brushes like actually applies the paint so much smoother, and so that's nice. I've got all these paint brushes. I don't really use all of them. Like this, hold on, let me see if I get, like, what's the thinnest paintbrush that I use? Yeah, oh gosh, look at this. Look at the difference. This is literally gonna make my life so much easier This is the thinnest brush I had before that, and I was like struggling to make this work. Like, look how it's all messed up. And this, yeah. What else did we talk about? I don't know, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about people at work. We work together. Okay, talk to me. Who has read this book? Who's read this book? You have to read this. Like, oh my god. I am rereading it. I talked about this book in one of my recent videos. And since then, like, I just started rereading this the other day. And this is the kind of book that grabs you and keeps you in a chokehold. And those are my favorite books, obviously. Obviously, like, your favorite books are going to be the type of book that, like, grabs your attention and doesn't let it go. Like, those are the best books, and this is that. It's just, like, the entire time, you just need to know, like, what... You need to understand the way it's written. I completely fell in love with the way that it's written. And when I read a book for the second time, I just fall in love with it deeper, like more deeply, because sometimes when I start a book for the first time, the exposition kind of like, I guess I don't fully engage with the exposition. Like, I don't fully, like, there are things that I miss. Like, there are kind of things that go over my head a little bit in the exposition because I'm just, like, getting into it. I'm figuring out what's going on. And then you start to figure out what's going on, and then you're invested in the story, and then you just keep reading. But then rereading it for the second time, like, you actually know what's going on, and you pick up on all the things that you, like, accidentally missed the first time. And that's what's happening. And I didn't even realize that the answers were given to you in the beginning. Like, you know everything you need to know in the beginning, and then you just get struck with this, like, utter, like this need to know, like what happens. And it's just a work of genius. And it's just so beautiful. And this is why I love books, because it talks about so many things. Like, books, like an entire story, when it's really humanized and it's really from a human perspective, because humans are so diverse in their thinking. We think and experience so many things. It just talks about so many different topics, like the different like her mind, like, focuses on certain things, and then it talks about, like, the very moment that she decided to focus on something else, and then she never really thinks about that thing ever again, and she, like, her mind just changes. She changes her mind, and it's just so, like, relatable. Like, this type of book, like, I see myself in it, but I also learn from it so much, and it's just these types of books that just open my eyes to, like, what storytelling is, and to what it means to, like, be a writer, and to, like, what it means to be a reader too. Like this is why I love reading. If you have read this book and you loved it as much as I did, give me another book recommendation. When I read a book, it just, I feel an improvement in my brain. Like, I literally feel smarter. I can feel that it's functioning better when I'm, like, frequently exercising my brain by doing something like a grounding exercise, like reading a book. So yeah, read this fucking book. Also, you know what? Read this short story that I wrote. read this short story that I wrote. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I want you to pause and, like, pause to read. But, yeah. Don't start to read it if you're not going to read the whole thing, because you have to read the whole thing. Okay? It's not very long. It's 3 pages. That's an easy read. So, read this story that I wrote and let me know what you think. Enjoy the beauty of the earth because it is just so magnificent, and take the time to appreciate the beauty of the earth, and don't hate the snow just because of capitalism. It's the next day. Yeah, I filmed the first part of this video yesterday. I am freshly showered. My hair has just been washed. My hair is naturally very straight and like pretty thick. You know, I used to always want it to have texture. I didn't really like it. But now I actually wouldn't rather have it any other way. I actually love it now. It's really soft, especially when I use a conditioner. Like, I brush through it so easily right now, so you can only imagine how silky it is once it's dry. And yeah, I love my hair. Most people really like their hair on like day 2 after of the wash. Like day 2 after washing. My hair is in its prime the day after it's been washed. I just started reading this book today. It's pretty popular at the moment. I think this book kind of was popular this year. It was like trending in the book world. But my brother got it for me for Christmas, I think last year. And I never got around to reading it because it's really thick. It kind of intimidated me. But I just started reading it today. I think I'm going to enjoy reading this. It's not the type of book that I typically read necessarily. It's the type of book, I really like books that are written poetically. Like, the writing is poetic. This book seems interesting because of the story. Like, it's the story and the details that make it really interesting. And I'm not even done with the first chapter, so I can't really say. But so far, it's the story that's really interesting. The writing is just kind of like delivering the story. You know, it's not really like I don't think she really worried too much about the way every sentence sounds, the way that I do. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. And I'm rereading this. I've never reread it before. This is my second time reading the book, and like, I would kill to read this for the first time again. But I am so excited to be rereading it for the first time. Because rereading a book for the first time is an experience in itself. It's its own experience. It's just like, it's deeper than the first time you read it. Like, it's just deeper. So yeah, I'm really excited. And my mom got me this gratitude journal. I'm excited to use it. It's like got a bunch of, it's supposed to be a 5-minute gratitude journal. So whatever day you want to do, you just flip to a page and you just fill out a few of these. Like, fill out a page. It's just got a couple prompts. Let's do one right now, actually. Looks like some of the days repeat. Okay. Let's see. What's the date? The date is 12/7/25. There's a quote at the beginning of each day, I guess. It says, "When it comes to life, the critical thing is whether you take things for granted or take them with gratitude." That is very true. Okay, the first prompt is something or someone that made today a good day. Starting a new book. The icy chill in the air. My coworkers being fun, showing me compassion, talking about art, being inspired. The second prompt is a recent event that confirms things are working out for me. Interesting. A recent event? I don't know how to answer this one. Connecting with Hadley, resolving conflict, the tree that was so beautiful, covered in snow. A little thing someone did that means a lot to me. A little thing someone did. listening to me vent, giving me hugs, positive reinforcement at work, taking the time to read my stories, etc. This was the last prompt. Someone I don't want to miss an opportunity to say thank you to. My friends for showing me love. My dog for always being so sweet. My parents for providing for me. God for creating me in His image. Okay, well, that's my gratitude journal for the day. I think this is going to be good for me. I was talking with my boss today. Because here's kind of how the conversation went. Like, she smiled at me, and I was like, "How are you?" And she was like, "Honestly, I'm really tired." And I was like, "What, of being here?" And she was like, "I'm just really tired." And I was like, "Yeah. Like, when I woke up today, it was so weird. I haven't had this thought in a while, but I was like, what if I just died? Like, like, things would be easier. Like, it'd be easier. Because every day, it's just so exhausting to get up. And it's just getting really hard. Like, it being a battle every single day, like, it's been really bad lately. And it's been getting to me, especially in the moment that I have to do it. In the mornings when I'm waking up, it just feels like such a huge boulder every single day. And it's just getting really hard. But what I really want is just for it to be easier. And I want to have energy, and I want to be like, I want to do better. The reason why it's so hard, I think, is mainly because of my own actions that are making it harder for me. And we were just talking about how when you kind of hit rock bottom, in a sense, there are many ways to hit rock bottom, but when you are eventually so fed up with yourself that is kind of what gets you to change. Like, if you are just, like, eventually you just reach a point where you just cannot bear to continue feeling a certain way. Like, eventually enough is enough, and you have to change. And that's just kind of how you get yourself to change eventually. And we were talking about that. We were talking about how it starts with little habits. It always starts with little habits that you implement to to start to kind of kickstart the change, to like it's a more approachable way to change, and it just feels more possible, and so that's how you have to start, and then it just kind of turns into the way that you live. So you're talking about that. Why did I bring that up? Oh, the reason I brought that up is because I think this will be good for me. I think this will be good for me. It always helps me when I have something to read, which is why it's been kind of rough lately, because I've been trying to read, but I just haven't really been reading anything that has really like gripped me, like really made me want to keep reading. And so I'm really really grateful to have these, and it makes the day better. Like a day doom scrolling isn't really a good day, but a day reading a good book is a really good day to me. It's just such a good experience to read a story. And this book, it's so fantastical, and the scenario is so cool and interesting that I almost feel like I was watching a movie earlier when I was reading it, because I could imagine it so, like it was such a intense, like imaginative experience. And this book is just simply incredible. And I am so grateful for these, and so these are going to help me. And I know this is going to help me too. It's going to help me to just it's a good exercise. And I also got, like, I want to be smart. I want to be smart. And so it's going to be good for me to like exercise my brain more. Reading really helps with that. I also got these simple division cards because when's the last time I did division? I don't know, but it's just like a good little exercise to do. I like doing Sudoku. I got some Spanish, like vocabulary and grammar flashcards, because I really want to learn Spanish and I haven't signed up for a class. And I just need to kind of refresh on some of the basics that I learned in high school. And I feel like paper flashcards, writing things down really helps me to learn things. And this way it'll be kind of like a memorization game, and so I think maybe that'll help me. So yeah, those are some things that I am starting to do to try and improve my life, and try to improve my brain, and try to improve my sleep. It's just such a huge thing, and sleep is also really important for your functionality and for your brain. And I have just never utilized sleep. Like I sleep like even sleep, like sleep is something that you take for granted, because like I don't know, how often do you express gratitude for sleep? Isn't it so nice to sleep? Like when in the morning, when I'm laying in my bed and like it's light outside in the morning, and I get to be so cozy and sleep in my bed. It's just so nice. It's so nice. I really love doing it. Like after a long day, isn't it so nice to rest? It's not something I've ever really thought to really have gratitude for, but I want to treat it more with more respect, treat it more like a ritual, and yeah, use it, like utilize sleep, because I obviously need it. I obviously need to do better in that area. I always have needed to do better in that area. I've always felt like I'm so deep into the bad habit that I have of like throwing my sleep away, like staying up super late and then sleeping in and like just being tired all the time. It just feels like I'm so deep into that habit that it's just always felt so hard and impossible to get it together. But I know that I can. I know that I am fully capable of fixing my issues. So yes. Okay, yep, that's what's going on with me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're grateful for today. If you want to, in the comments, if you want to do the gratitude thing along with me, tell me what you're grateful for. Answer those prompts in the comments. Here are the prompts on the screen in case you forgot. So go ahead and give me the answer to those in the comments and let me know what you're grateful for and let me know what you thought and let me know how you're feeling and let me know what you're struggling with. Okay, well, I am going to watch a little video and then I'm gonna read and then I'm going to go to sleep.